so much for some nice weather on day 64 of my no hoarding, modded, survival, yada yada Fallout 4. Today I'm going to be building a big teleporty thing, drawn out by a super mutant with a crayon, so presumably it will work just fine. Let's see, my settlers have graciously spent the night making a platform up here on top of the most conspicuous place in the waste. Let's go ahead and get started with that. Yeah, right in the middle sounds just fine to me. Oh, I guess we're gonna go chat with Tinker Tom then. Kinda hoping that he would come to me, especially since he's probably gonna be needed here to run the damn thing. But we can go to him. We're not far from the railroad HQ.
Oh, what's that?
So somehow these guys haven't seen me yet. Oh, legendary. Did you manage to get behind that wall? Oh. I can use a crit to deal with you. Rapid 10mm pistol. That could be fun. Don't know if I'll actually use it, but could be fun. Let's get involved with this as long as there's experience points to be had. Raiders. One for you. One for you. One for you. Hey, don't kill it before I get there. Oh, they killed it before I got there. Oh well. If you're just jumping into this playthrough, this AK-74 mod here, it may seem powerful, but that's because I'm level 135. It's no more powerful than you would expect from an assault rifle at this point in the game. It's just kind of fun to mix things up a bit, right? Let's see if we can get anything meaningful out of Tinker Tom today.
We got a lot of synths in play right now. Makes things really
You got the platform built yet? Tick tock, tick tock. I'm waiting for the good news.
I did it. The platform's constructed.
And I filled in the blanks on the blueprints. We can actually build this crazy thing. The science of this monstrosity is wow. But fortunate for us, the ingredients pretty common. But there's 3 specialty items that I just can't grab from our safe houses. You find those, and we'll knock down the gates of hell.
I wonder if I have a sensor module.
Thanks, Tom. I'll find them.
I don't doubt it for 1 minute. After you get the gettables, meet me at the build site.
So in my mission briefing, the only item that's showing up under optional is a sensor module, and it says to look in telecom sites for that. But I don't actually know what constitutes a telecom site, so what I'm going to start by doing is going to Diamond City, seeing if I can buy one there, and if they don't have one, I'm going to hit up the vault that I found Curian. I'm guessing they'll have something obscure like well, whatever a sensor module is supposed to be. In retrospect, I probably should have hit up Good Neighbor first. Daisy has just about everything, but we're here. Let's see if I can get a sensor module off of Myrna.
Every piece in here is worth what I charge for it. No arguments.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Just don't call it junk.
Meanwhile, head to junk. No such luck. I'm guessing you won't, but I'm gonna check.
Shotgun's great insurance against raiders.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Feel free to test the grips.
Off to the vault. Let's see who's fighting here today. It's always someone.
Who's next? We'll bury ya! For honor and glory.
Mission accomplished.
Well, not really. You lost someone. Any of these guys legendary? Watch, one of these guys will have a sensor module. Do you have a sensor module? Or did you have a sensor module?
Pretty sure the vaults were built to keep riffraff like us out.
I am guessing you are going to have a sensor module.
If you need something,
Hey.
ask Alexis.
Anything I can
I
get
can't
you
make
today?
heads or tails of her story.
Let's see what you've got.
Great. I have all sorts of odds and ends.
No, no help there. So with my my HUD minimized, I hadn't realized the quest actually has left me a map marker. The map marker over there is my inconspicuous base, so presumably I am going to find a sensor module in this direction. Now, I do recall talking to these guys before where they were thoroughly unhelpful. Let's see if we can at least get our sensor module off of them. I don't even actually remember why I was here before. Oh, I was trying to pick up a copy of something Shakespeare, I think?
WRVR is our pride and joy.
Hey,
No? Can't chat with them?
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, that's great. So it's a desk sensor module. Okay, so that's stealing. I'm not actually concerned about stealing from these guys. I don't really care if they don't like me. But if we can get this without them noticing, somehow I'm hidden right here, so...
She sells seashells by the seashore. Drat, these warm-ups just never get any easier.
Here we go, and yoink. So a bit surprisingly, I got a Hancock just like that when I stole from them. Would have figured that Hancock wouldn't have minded that. I could see it from a he doesn't like stealing from, people who, desperately need food and water and all that stuff. But these guys, they strike me as the kind of people that Hancock wouldn't care if I was to steal stuff from. But luckily, that is not a problem.
Let's get this caravan moving.
You could stare at it all day, or you could help. But we all knew that I was going to have to build the damn thing myself. Let's go ahead and... yeah, well, with Tom standing there, it looks like we're going to put it here. What else do we need? Well, probably that thing. I'm not sure what part of it that is, but presumably it's important. And since I also don't know what this does, this is probably also important. That's a... well, I was about to say that's a good sign, but I'm not entirely clear that that is a good sign. It's a sign.
Desdemona.
Status report.
We got activity, Des. Not sure how long before it peaks.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something. What I'm about to tell you is the most closely guarded secret the Railroad has. It's time you learn about Patriot.
Well, yeah, I'd say it is the time.
I like the name. Sounds encouraging.
There's a man, or woman, we're not sure, inside the Institute who helps synths escape to freedom. Dozens of synths owe him their lives. We don't know his name. We've never had a way to contact him, so we gave him the code name, Patriot. If your plan works, and you're able to get inside the Institute, we need you to make contact.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Tom's encrypted a message for Patriot's eyes only. Once he sees it, he'll contact you. Until you make contact, and probably after, you need to stay in their good graces. You need to infiltrate them. Can you do that? Can you be our agent on the inside?
Oh, don't worry. They won't suspect a thing.
Bring it on.
You can do this. I believe in you. Stand on the platform and I'll give you the holotape. Just plug it into any Institute terminal and wait for the reply. Tom, talk to me.
Booting up the scan sequence. This frequency is only going to work once. You know who doesn't make the same mistake twice.
I'm guessing you won't be able to tell me if that's any more normal than than I can by looking at it.
We're gonna have to cut a few corners with the scan.
Maybe we should have tested this with like a brick or a cat or something. At least it's not raining.
So stand still. You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours. Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them. All right, feeding our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh, man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, do whatever you can to gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Come on, I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Just get all the information you can. About synths, about the Institute's plans. Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the RL. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else can.
No immediate danger. We have a terminal. Let's go ahead and deploy this network scanner. I'm not sure what a network scan does or is for, but we'll do it. Encrypted message. Well, that didn't take very long. Meet at the Advanced Systems Maintenance Room. We should probably take that holotape with us. I can't imagine they aren't aware that I'm here yet. They probably cleared this place out because they realized it wasn't a cursor on its way in.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
I'm guessing I don't have a whole heck of a lot of choice in the matter, but this is under protest.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute.
How long have you practiced this speech? You clearly designed this entire facility around this reveal.
This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future.
I think these people would be a little bit more interested in me being here.
And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
My son. Oh, right, my son. I wonder who this kid is. Well, kid, do you know where my son is?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Well, then you have the same name as my kid.
God damn them. So many years stolen.
Who are you?
Well, I'm clearly very deluded because I seem to think that this kid is my son.
These bad people, they stole you from me.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
This kid does seem to be imprisoned, so let's ask him if he's hurt.
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Kid, you should probably open this door. I'll see about getting you out of here.
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away.
I know.
Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Who
Father?
is Father?
Father, help me!
Where is
He's
he?
trying to take me! Father? Father, Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand.
Not really.
We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional.
Ooh, not the right thing to say.
Your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father. That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute. Just as you are a parent to your son. To Sean.
Wait, if Sean's not real, all of my memories, they're not real. That means I'm a synth. But why would someone do this? Create a synth that remembers a child that doesn't exist? Was this some mad Turing test to see if a synth could be driven to action by love alone? To achieve a task that wasn't imprinted on them, a semblance of free will, even if that end was fabricated? Could this be the proof that synths are, indeed, sentient beings and not just machines? What could the Institute want from such a test? What could they possibly benefit from it? Unless, what if it wasn't the Institute? What if it was the Railroad? They think that a mother could achieve what a regular operative couldn't? Surely they could have pulled it off, but that would go contrary to everything they do. The kind of people who risk their lives for the freedom of others wouldn't twist someone to do this. Except, perhaps I volunteered. Maybe I knew it would cost me everything, but I believed in the cause enough to give everything. Perhaps that's why I've been able to progress so quickly. Maybe I was just unlocking the skills that I'd long since learned as an operative. Wait, I surely would have been recognized, unless of course I was transferred into another body. What if right now, Kiri is walking around in my old body? What if Glory and I had been friends, or maybe more, and she'd been holding out hope that upon seeing my old body, some small memory of what I was once would come back,
I hope you're not too
that she might see her
overwhelmed.
old friend once again. When I told her to use that body to free someone else, it was a realization that I was never coming back, but also a vindication of everything the railroad stood for. Wow, that's deep. That was a twist truly worth waiting for.
It's me. I am Sean. I am your son. Are you following? I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
It's really you. After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Well, what they could have done is woken the three of us up, been like, look, the world's, kind of gone to shit, we'll walk you outside, where we're not just going to make you believe it. Just come outside with us. We'll show you that the world's gone to shit. Why don't the three of you come to this safe place that we've got, and then we can all live happily? But instead, they were like, oh, well, let's steal a baby and expect nothing bad is going to come of that.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course.
Human-like DNA.
But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
60 years. So much time. Wasted.
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
I think I've heard enough for now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Since we're trying to infiltrate this place, we definitely want to go along with it, but yes, that's what I want might not be a believable response. So let's go with...
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
So if you haven't played Fallout 4 before, but you have heard the criticisms, that's the moment that they're talking about. The moment where an otherwise passable story, I mean, it's not the best story I've ever heard, but it's certainly not bad, eh, kind of falls apart right about there. I am hoping to find some water. I don't want to drink out of the toilet, but let's go with purified water. Purified water will have to do.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far
Ooh,
as
a
I'm
store.
concerned, the phase out on these
As the
older
Institute's
models
requisition
can't come soon
vendor,
enough.
I can provide supplies for your missions on the
Most
surface.
of them have lasted
How
long
may I
past their
assist you
projected
today?
lifespans. If you ask me, they were
Let's
built
see what you've got.
So a couple interesting legendary pieces here. Nothing, I mean, a lot of it's pretty excellent. Nothing that's worthy replacing my stuff with. So I popped institutionalized into my Pip-Boy. So now we have a whole bunch of map markers. I figure getting to all of them will be our job for the day.
My latest reports on batch 274.
Not yet. I've been
Dr.
reviewing
Watson
Father's
doesn't
plans to
think I'm
expand our
Institute
operations
material.
at Warwick. He's eager to get that
Proven
going,
wrong.
so I've had to put everything else to one.
Hey,
I wonder
Doc.
how the Warwick
Welcome.
family is doing.
So good to have you here.
Young Wally must
Dr.
be close to
Clayton
10 years
Holden,
old by now.
head of the
It's
bioscience.
remarkable that any
I
child
can't
can
wait for you to
survive
see
for
the
so
work
long
we're
up
doing.
there, don't you think?
It's truly amazing.
I'm sure it's fascinating, but that's not why I'm here.
Of course, I completely understand. Before you go, at least let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. I promise I'll keep it short. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Oh yes, I can see a lot of applications for that technology.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything more exciting than fake gorillas.
Speaking only for myself, I find them fascinating. Of course, I might be a little biased. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute. Our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface to observe and gather information. From what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. I think you'd be ideal for that kind of role. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
You know, I have to ask.
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success. Their behavior does generally match what our historical data says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong.
That sounds like you
They
got it right.
destroyed 2 of their synth handlers. So now we keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
Well, okay then.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
I'm sure the reason that they become aggressive has nothing to do with the fact that you're keeping them in a 1,000 square foot pen. And where I see, well, presumably these are like laser locks or something. But I'm assuming we're going to have a master lock here. Let's go ahead and shut these ones off as well.
Nice.
Faithful, interesting. And let's be as conspicuous as possible and just leave them off. FEV Lab. Well, if you played the other Fallout games, you know this is going to be suspicious. Nothing says legitimate research like breeding super mutants under your base. Alright, somewhere in here. Oh.
Personal record. Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, Know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
So, it looks like we found Virgil's experimental serum, as well as... Whoa. How didn't you see me? As well as a part of the base that I'm guessing that a lot of the people here don't even realize is here. Let's have a poke around. We don't need the food. See what they're hiding back here. Should just let bats handle these.
Sensor alert. Anomaly detected.
That is the sound of an Assaultron.
Resetting threat level.
Legendary Assaultron Dominator. Oh, they fed him a cat? Maybe they wanted him to have the cat, but they wound up eating them? Okay, well if he's activated, I gotta get him now. And back the hell up. There we go. As long as he gets into an active mode. If that thing got the drop on me, you see it was a close range setup. That thing, without me wearing any weave or anything, potentially could kill me in one hit. Hunter's Gauss Rifle. Well, we'll take it. It's not very good. It is interesting that they're forking out Gauss rifles, but I put away a 2-shot Gauss rifle, so yeah, we're not going to take a Hunter's. So, it looks like we've reached the end of this area. Nothing further to find here. It's possible that we were supposed to come in from this side if we couldn't get through a master lock. Now, where have we reappeared? You know, maybe I should keep my my gun out just for the time being. Ah, and that door has taken us back to the biolabs. Let's see about reaching whatever that arrow is directly above me.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Well, you're a map marker.
Hey, it's me. So you're the one who sent the encrypted message. How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
Who are you?
I'm Liam Benet. My father runs synth development.
Oh, this is
everyone
Patriot.
knows who you are.
Trinity. What's that?
Trinity is an encryption system with a cipher, or key cut up into many pieces. You need several pieces in the correct order to unlock it. I put a Trinity piece with every synth I helped escape. It was a long shot, but I was hoping some good Samaritan would connect it all together.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off.
You could call it that.
Your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
Is that what it said? The railroad didn't bother telling me.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
If you met them, trust me, you wouldn't be that impressed. That's kind of mean, but it's also kind of funny.
You've saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But wait, with you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths. At once.
Okay.
But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z1. She's a friend. She's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
Because the members of the Railroad have dedicated their lives to fight for your freedom.
I thought only Mr. Benet cared. But your friends actually fight for us?
That's what the Railroad does, C1. She's from the surface.
I've never met another human willing to help. But, sir, we must make this quick.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, C1?
The ones I know for certain? 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
Well, going at it sideways sounds fun.
Of course I'll help you.
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals running version 1, mothballed in storage. With some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password from the surface, I could log right in.
Where would I find that?
Unfortunately, I don't know. The obvious place won't work. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off-campus. Ask your friends in the Railroad. I need those login credentials.
Our technology must seem pretty advanced by your standards.
Excuse me, Doctor?
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I wanted to kill the son of a bitch who murdered my husband.
Kellogg always was a cold bastard. If you ask me, we're better off without him.
Now you have me, though.
I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here. Not like topside.
You should have seen what I used to get
If there's anything else you'd like
here.
to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I wasn't actually listening to what you were saying before.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Literally was just
Welcome
thinking
to the
about
Institute,
I was
ma'am.
gonna edit this video. First time I came here, I basically said I wouldn't have anything to do with them, and then decided, maybe I should go in and at least see what the content looks like. Then I found out that their uniforms were valuable, so I just wound up shooting everyone first time through.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
They're dragging their feet on the targeting
Everyone's
package
excited about the
upgrades
new
I asked
synth
for.
project.
Maybe I should take
So
some courses
we're
with them.
here in what they're calling
Please
SRB.
don't.
Let's see what that's all about.
There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results.
I
And they
swear
will
I
this time
spend
as
half
well.
my time smoothing the feathers
see.
that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's a lot harder when they're always angry at us.
If you can't get along, it's gonna be hard to accomplish anything.
Yeah, even worse, we got a lot of smart guys with fragile egos. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It was good to meet you.
If need be, I can always bust some chops
If
around
you
here.
see any suspicious synth
It's an
activity,
honor to
Literally.
meet you, ma'am.
report it immediately.
Doc?
So, here you are. Justin Ao, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau.
Ah,
I'll
SRB.
be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite
Kinda
your
hard
relation
to
Father,
miss.
you're a bit of an unknown quantity.
I'm sure you understand. There won't be any
issues, will there?
Don't you trust me?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Oh yeah, I know about them.
If the synths want to be free, you should let them.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why
Based
they're
on human
escaping,
DNA.
that matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. Well, I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already.
Two.
In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
Well, you keep insisting on arming them with Institute laser rifles, which are crap. So they may take a lot of damage, they may use stealth boys, and they may be quick, but they can't hurt a fly.
I hate to break it to you, but your Courser wasn't all that tough.
Then it's likely the unit was defective.
His
It's
gun
rare, but
was.
faults can occur from time to time. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Very well.
Looks like we have one location remaining. That would be Advanced Systems.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Let me help.
Hi, Doc.
Oh, hi there.
I just
Sorry
wanted
if
you
I
to
seem
move so I could
distracted.
steal your ammo.
I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
That's amazing.
Oh, well, a lot of us do that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive, but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh.
Have you seen my girls?
It's,
I hope they're not getting into too much
well,
trouble.
it's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations. Some of the most lifelike I've seen.
Rushed work is sloppy at best.
Of course,
and deadly
it's
at
not
worst.
really
I have
Sean.
concern
None
that
of his
the
memories are
proposed
in there.
redesign for the teleport.
That, even now, would be a
What about
step
it?
too
I'm
far.
not sure your proposed
It's
safety
starting to have an
protocols
effect on the
are
team,
going
I
to be
think.
sufficient.
I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
Madison Lee, a name you'll recognize if you've played Fallout 3.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Well, that's insulting.
I'm sorry. Not my intention. There's just quite a bit going on right now, and your arrival has the potential to throw things off schedule. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Well, I'm sure, and I mean, like, sure, that they're gonna attach a tracker bug of some sort to that as well.
Thank you. I'm sure that will come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, You'll be the only one here with that kind of access.
It is
If
lost
nothing
on me.
else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
All right.
Let's go ahead and take that level up we got a little while back. We're still looking at melee weapons. So let's go ahead and take the next rank of Big Leagues. And go have a chat with Father. Feels creepy calling him that.
No, I can't talk about that.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
I've seen my share of think tank science labs.
Oh, I assure you, none of them were quite like this place. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creations. When you see what I have to show you, I think you'll agree that we know what is best for our synths. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have
you
been
mean after I
erased,
killed them all?
and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
It might not want to talk. It would be safer just to kill it.
That would be a terrible waste of a valuable resource. If at all possible, that synth should be returned alive. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
So I don't recall. I know the relay can bring me back to the Institute, but can I use the relay to go anywhere? I don't think so. Okay, so I think the only place that I can teleport to is the Institute itself.
You wouldn't happen to have a
That wasn't
spare
really what I
polarizer
was
on you, would you?
what I was shooting for there. Let's see, CIT ruins. There we go. Wouldn't be a day if we didn't have at least some rain, right? So it appear that Father's trying to invoke the one synth turned out to be bad, thus all synths are potentially dangerous. I mean, you could say that about, you know, humans as well. I'm pretty sure humans were raiders before synths showed up. But I don't think I have to sell the fact that the Institute is, you know, evil. I think the underground bunker that can be only accessed by teleportation and has its own nuclear reactor, I'm pretty sure that's literally the recipe for supervillain. That was every James Bond villain for, you know, 30 or 40 years, which I suppose is probably what they're trying to invoke. And they kind of nailed it.
Looks like a good landing spot. I'll have you on the ground shortly.
Oh. You can target the head separately. So, gonna finish off the day in Fourville. There was that mission I can turn in from Sparky. It's possible that there is a little bit more continuation in the storyline if I do these quests for the androids. We'll have to see. I would really like to be able to say I've completed four. I know you look on a lot of posts online. People ask, you know, just how big is this DLC? How do I continue it? Well, if there's more to be seen, I'd like to see if I can finish it. So let's head on in. Those Institute pistols that I picked up, he paid me 19 caps each for them. No one wants them. Maybe late, but this place definitely seems more empty than usual. Oh, but Sparky's up.
Here you go.
Affirmative. Dispensing reward.
21 caps, eh? Well, that's more than I got for the pistols.
Greetings. Android designation, Sparky, reporting for duty.
Anything I can do to help?
Affirmative. This unit is authorized to dispense paid labor to organic actors on behalf of Vault 4. This laboratory requires specialized components. Retrieve this component in exchange for payment.
So these quests of his are very quickly starting to sound like they're generated quests, randomly generated quests. And I'm not a fan of doing those because they don't pay much in the way of experience or rewards. They're kind of a distraction. But if you recall, the arms dealer gave us 3 of them and then gave us a rather substantial heist mission after that. So I think I will put that on the map and see what comes of it. But that will have to wait for tomorrow, and I will see you then.